Hi friends, Heather Lambert here. I am halfway through radiation. Officially, today I finished number 14 of 28. So we are at the halfway point for radiation. I've got 3 weeks left, 14 more treatments. And so I thought I'd give you a little update, see how things are going. And yeah, so here we go. So if you're new or just joining, I'm Heather Lambert. I was diagnosed with triple negative breast cancer in March 31st, so right at the end of the month. I started chemo in April. I did 6 months of intravenous chemo through my port. And then we had surgery. I had a double mastectomy with reconstruction. I also had 5 lymph nodes removed, 3 of which came back positive for cancer still. So we're doing 28 rounds of radiation treatment, and then I will start back on my Keytruda, which is immunotherapy, as well as we will be adding Xeloda, which is an oral chemotherapy, so I'll take pills every day. Fun stuff. So we are, as I said, halfway through radiation. One thing about radiation that I'm finding out is it is a lot of more mental than chemo was. I know that sounds weird, but I think it's because it's every day and not just once a week. Chemo was like you gear up for the day, and I would be off the night before, but radiation's every day. So you have to gear up every day, which is a little bit harder. And driving. So I work from home, we school from home. We don't leave all that often. So driving every single day, I know that sounds spoiled, but I'm not used to driving every day. And it's a half an hour away. So it's just a lot to get up and get dressed and go when I'm just not used to it. So the actual radiation treatment is actually very simple. You go in, you lay on the table, they adjust you and get you set up so everything lines up just perfectly. I have 8 tattoos. You can see, I think, a couple of them right here somewhere. I have one. Anyway, they're so tiny you can't hardly see them, but I have like 8 little bitty dots all over me. And so they line me up, and then I have to hold my breath. So I have these cool glasses with a camera, and it's a white bar that floats as I breathe. They put a box on my belly so it follows my breath. And then there's a green stripe, and I have to take a breath and hold that bar in the green stripe and hold my breath while I get treatment. And that is so that the radiation beam doesn't hit my heart. So when you fill your lungs with air, it provides just that little bit of cushion so that your organs stay safe. So I do my breath holds. The machine moves a couple different locations and directions and angles. And that's it. It takes about 15 to 20 minutes now. It was a little longer in the beginning, but we've got it dialed in now. So it's about 15, 20 minutes. And that's it. And then I go home and I slather Aquaphor all over myself, which is really kind of ruining my shirts. So I'm sticking with old t-shirts, and I wear a tank top when I get home. I put a tank top on first and then my shirt, just to save it a little bit so it doesn't soak through. It still soaks through some, and some of them you can see more than others, but that seems to be working for now. So I don't have any spots really. I have a little spot here that's sensitive this morning. I'll put some aloe on that, and then the Aquaphor. My underarm is a little bit starting to tan, just barely, a little bit. And everything mostly just feels tight. Yeah, mostly just feels tight, like you've worked out really hard and then the next day, it feels tight. That's what it feels like. So I'm always kind of gently stretching and that kind of thing. But so far so good, halfway through. So we'll see how the next 3 weeks go. I do get a little bit tired too. Usually my afternoon, I run out of gas and I just kind of sit for the rest of the day. But not too bad. Not too bad. So for now, that's where we're at, halfway through radiation. Phase 3 is halfway done. Anxious to get finished with it and then move on to phase 4 so I can get that finished so we can be done. That's really it. What am I tired? I'm tired of taking off my shirt all day. I told that to Dave the other day. I said, one of the things that you don't really think about and that I'm really annoyed with and tired of is taking off my shirt. So through radiation, just for example, so this morning, you get dressed initially, and then I go to radiation and I have to take my shirt off and put it back on. And if I see the doctor, I have to take my shirt off again and put it back on. And then I come home and I take my shirt off again and put on lotion, put it back on. And then later in the day, I take my shirt off, put on lotion, put on a different shirt. So it's annoying because my shoulders are tight and stiff, and it's hard. It's hard work to take my shirt off. And so doing it 4, 5, 6 times a day is, I know that sounds really silly, but that's where I'm at. So I'm tired of being tired. I'm tired of taking off my shirt. My joints hurt, so I'm very sore. My joints are all very tight and sore, so getting up after sitting for a while is tough. I have to like get my balance, and I feel weak. My joints feel weak. But other than that, we're trucking right along, and yeah. That's about it. There's not a lot to talk about. So one of the other cool things about radiation is because it's every day, one of the good things of why it's every day is you start to see the same people in the waiting room every day. So today was nice. I saw the lady that has been scheduled at the same time as me, and we always get to say hello and how you doing. And today was her last day, so we got to kind of be happy about that and excited for her. So that was kind of fun. And now I'm curious about who will be scheduled in her place. Like, who will I get to meet next, So that's kind of fun to see people and kind of get to know people in the waiting room. And we're all there for the same reason. So it's like, I know why you're here. So we're kind of all in the same boat. And it just seems to be a little more friendly than most doctor waiting rooms where people don't really want to talk about what's going on with them. Because there's no secret, really. We know why we're all there. So anyway. Yeah, so, but it's just a lot every day, but it also means it goes by faster. So you start checking numbers off a lot quicker. So we've already checked off 14. I've gone 14 times. I have 14 left to go. I did 14. I can do 14 again. So that's it. We'll check in again soon. Hopefully my skin will hang in there, and, that's it. I'm just looking forward to the end. It's starting to feel long. We're in 2023. So I actually found my lump on February 2nd. So it will be a year since I started like on this journey of crazy. And I really count that day because that day is the day that it, was in my head, and I knew there was something wrong, and I was constantly worried and thinking about it. So really that is a day. So February 2nd is coming right up in a couple of weeks. It will be a whole year of this situation, and we're not there yet, which is sometimes frustrating, which is why I always say focus on one thing at a time. So right now, radiation. We'll worry about the other stuff next when we're done. I hope y'all have a great week. Bye for now.